Hey everyone. So today I want to talk about getting started with a new regimen, whether you want to make some dietary changes or if you want to start a new exercise routine and you've never really worked out or you haven't worked out in a while and you're looking to get started. The most important thing is that you start simple and slow. I know many of us, and myself included, in the past, whenever I've wanted to get in shape, I would look for something that would give me very fast and quick results. But over the last few years, I've realized that's not the best approach to keeping my progress continuing for the long term. So, whether it's exercise or diet, what I found out is that small, manageable changes are the things that help set you up for long term success. All my life, I've had issues with food. I've gained weight, I've lost weight, I've tried different diets. I was always struggling to manage my weight and to stay in shape. So, a lot of times when I would get out of shape, I'd say to myself, okay, on Monday, I'm going back to the gym and I'm going to be there 5 days a week. And on my diet, I'm going to go super strict. And the goal is to lose weight fast and to get back into shape as quickly as possible. The problem was that this never worked long term. And that's because these changes were too drastic. They were too restrictive. So my strict diet, after a few days, I'd find myself just going back to my old habits. My strict training regimen, which looked great on paper, just didn't really work for me in reality. And after a few days, I'd start missing workouts and have trouble getting to the gym. Essentially, what I was doing was making too big of a change. Here's the thing, making big, huge changes all at once sounds great in theory, but it's not realistic. If you are somebody who eats a lot of fried foods, processed foods, sugars, sodas, telling yourself that the next day you're going to start eating egg whites for breakfast and chicken, broccoli, and rice for dinner is a huge shift from where you're at. It's too big of a change. Same thing with exercise. If you're someone who sits around and you've been sedentary all your life and you're looking to get active, and if you tell yourself, okay, I'm going to go to the gym every day for 2 hours, 7 days a week, and work out like crazy, it's too big of a jump. Additionally, you might end up injuring yourself. These kinds of plans will work for a short period of time. But after a while, they begin to feel like punishment or torture. As human beings, we look for comfort. And if we're doing something that feels like it's punishment or it's so outside of our comfort zone, it's not something we're most likely going to stick with. If you're making changes that are too big or too drastic, it's very easy to get overwhelmed and frustrated. So that's why what you want to do is make sure that any changes that you're making for diet or exercise is just outside your comfort zone. Small, manageable changes that are realistic. So let's look at some steps on how to get this started. So the first thing you want to do is look for very simple, realistic changes that you can make. And you want to ask yourself, are these changes too big? Are these attainable? Or are they too drastic from where I'm at right now? So you want to make sure it's something that's easily attainable over a long period of time. Second, you want to think for the long term. Remember, this is more of like a marathon, not a sprint. So if you think about it, we didn't get out of shape overnight. It usually happens over a period of time, months and months of eating a little extra here and there. And next thing you know, you're 10, 15, 20 pounds heavier, or you're missing some workouts, you get busy at work, you're not training regularly, and next thing you know, you're out of shape. What you're trying to find is a way that you can start reversing the habits that got you there in the first place. So slowly over time, trying to change toward a different direction. But if you go too fast or try to do too much, you're gonna burn out, and that's not gonna help you in the long run. Third, set yourself up for success. You wanna figure out where you're at now. What is your existing comfort zone? Not where you wanna get to, but where are you at right now? And then what is one little change that you can make just outside of that that starts getting you toward your long-term goal of what you want to accomplish? Let's go over a couple of examples of what this might look like. If you are someone who eats a lot of processed foods, high calorie foods, fast foods, chips, sodas, those kind of things, and you're looking to change your eating habits, The first step might be just to cut back your portions, or it might mean one or two less visits to the fast food restaurant. Or maybe when you go out to lunch, you decide, you know what, instead of having the burger and fries today, I'm going to go with the leaner calorie sandwich choice and maybe a salad on the side. Or if you drink a lot of high calorie soda, maybe a few times a week you start swapping out for water, diet soda, or some other lower calorie drink. And another thing, I mentioned portion control. You have to realize you don't have to give up your favorite foods completely. You just need to eat a little less of them. And that usually starts getting you back on the track of where you want to get to. And if you're somebody who's never really exercised, or you haven't exercised in a while and you're looking to get back into it, maybe it's just a matter of starting to take some simple walks on a regular basis, just to build the discipline of integrating exercise back into your life. Then, over time, you can increase the amount you're actually walking. At some point, maybe you decide to add some strength training. Go to the gym, hire a personal trainer to show you some basic exercises that you could start to set up a simple routine for you that you can do 2 times a week. Again, the key is not to overdo it. Keep it simple and realistic and attainable. And here's something super important. Celebrate the wins. If you tell yourself you're going to walk 3 times a week for 10 minutes and you go out and you do that 10-minute walk, that's a win. If you tell yourself that you're not going to have that sugary soda and you're going to have a glass of water with lemon instead, that's a win. If you swap out one unhealthy meal for a healthy one, that's a win. Don't beat yourself up that you didn't do more. It's easy to focus on the things that you didn't do, but I want you to focus on the things that you did do, because that's what's building the confidence that you can start breaking out of your comfort zone, that you actually have the ability to make the changes that you want to attain. And on the flip side, if you tell yourself that you're going to be doing something unrealistic, let's say you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to go to the gym. I've never worked out, but I'm going to go to the gym every single day this week. Well, if you only go once or twice, you're going to feel like a failure. So what you want to do is make sure that when you do set up a simple plan that's realistic and you do attain it, that you really celebrate that, because it is a big deal, because it's starting to allow you to break out of that comfort zone. And don't be so hard on yourself. If you get off track, just get back on track. That's all you need to do. Don't judge yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just get back with the plan. I spent so many years beating myself up when I didn't stick to a plan that I wanted to stick to. And it always made me feel so much worse. It didn't benefit me in any way. The key here is we're human. We're gonna have blips and bumps and things are gonna come up. Changes take time. And the process to making changes over time is not perfect. It's not linear. Don't expect perfection. If things go off track, bring them back on track as quickly as possible. Wasting time beating yourself up just delays that process. And from there, keep building. Remember, you're starting with a certain comfort zone and then you're making some changes. Now your comfort zone is expanding. So now you have a new comfort zone. What's next? What's the next step? Essentially what happens is over time, these little changes, these little things that you're doing will start stacking up on top of each other and heading you into the direction that you want to be going into. So thanks for watching. If any of this resonated with you and you plan on making some changes, I'd love to know what they are. Drop them in the comments. Hit the like button if you liked what I had to say. Subscribe. Keep active, and I'll see you in the next video.